All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's nice out today. We're in New York City. Um, we ain't getting no cancer today, people. All right, if you don't want, if you, all right, let's not even start there, man. All right, look, man. So today we're gonna talk about how to not give full control of your relationships to men. All right. Why the hell do I look so white? That makes no sense. Man. Look lighter than Casper right now. Because what tends to happen is that a lot of women, like, they want to be this Disney wife. You know, they want to be this stereotype of what a woman should be. And what tends to happen is that this happens more with women from South American culture and from cultures where they teach women to be more of the housewife, right? Or if you come from a Spanish culture or whatever, right? They make you more docile, right? And you tend to love hard, and it is hard for you to forget the guys, right? And what that tends to happen is that it tends to remove your boundaries. You tend to have no boundaries. Not because you don't respect yourself, maybe, but it's almost like when you have money and you're just spending out of habit, right? It's almost like it's not that you are an idiot, but that you don't have a budget. As you can tell, I'm watching a lot of Dave Ramsey. You don't have a budget, so as a result, you don't have boundaries. Like you don't know how much to finish spending and how much to spend on things. You don't have a name for every dollar, right? You don't have it. So what tends to happen is that you tend to go overboard and buy too much, right? And what ends up happening with that is that you end up noticing that you have no money left, right? And you have no control over your money. The reason why is because you didn't give your money boundaries. You didn't say, money, this is all I'm gonna spend. Money, this is all you're gonna get at this point, right? What was guiding your limits was your emotions. I want to buy this. I want to buy that. I want to buy this. And when you have somebody in your life that you think is special, you want to go back to that fountain and have a drink of that special feeling. And that special feeling comes in you being there for him, being open, always being addicted to the feeling that they give you, right? And eventually you end up losing control. Because in the hands of the wrong guy, you end up being his slave. Figuratively and physically. Spiritually in every aspect of the word. So what you gotta have is your yeses and nos. You gotta have your boundaries. Not just boundaries based on the things that you actively don't like, but also boundaries of the things that you don't like to do, but you have to do. It's like, yeah, you don't want your kids to take drugs, yeah, but you also have a hard time saying no to your kid when he wants to do something, right? So it's your boundaries based on what you naturally don't want them to do, but also you have boundaries that is hard for you to enforce, but that it's good for you and everybody else. And that's the part that a lot of women mess up in, because a lot of those boundaries, if you don't have your emotions in check, you will sort of just give in to that because you just hope that things will work well, right? So what you gotta do is have a list of things you will or will not accept, right? Have your list of no's, so that when it's time, you just say no. Let me tell you something, man. I could be a very superficial guy. Trust me, I am, right? I could be very superficial. And when I'm with a woman who, and this only happens when I don't like the woman that much. Or even better yet, put it, when I'm starting to get to know the woman. To be honest with you, I'm not that cold. Okay, I may exaggerate sometimes, but I'm not that cold, right? And what tends to happen is that before I really get to know her, right, and she's showing a lot of interest, the only time when I contemplate that she's a human is when she says no. That is the only time I step back and I think about what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like you're saying yes to me, and I gain momentum. I gain so much momentum to the point where I just tell you what to do, and it's automatic. There's no fear. But then as soon as you say no, I've become accustomed to this momentum, and I don't want to mess it up, because I don't know I don't know how willing you really are to walk away, right? So it's when you start saying no, is when the guy realizes, oh wow, like This woman has boundaries, right? Now the problem is this, is that when you say no, and he says, okay, but then he tries again the next time, right? Or you say no and he pulls away. You see what I'm saying? Like, look, man, you have to be uncompromising. Everybody knows what are the things that they do, that people do to them, that makes you feel like shit. The things that you accept. You got to know what that is. An example, it could be like when you're at work and you got to get work done, but your coworker is asking you to help you with his job, and because you don't know how to say no, you help him out, but then you're putting yourself in a compromising position. When that happens, observe, what's that little voice telling you? How does that little voice that says put yourself first, how does it sound like? How does it feel like? And record it in your head. And every time you feel that sensation, listen to it. Because what you want to do is this, you want to put this policy, always put yourself first. Always put yourself first. Always put your emotional well-being first. Always put your finances first. If somebody is asking you to do something and you don't want to do it, you like have a clear understanding about what that is. Financially, emotionally, spiritually, and with your friends. Be very, very, very clear, because what will happen is that if you just woke up from this and you start doing this, you're going to start losing relationships, because you got to realize this, particularly with childhood relationships. A lot of our childhood relationships should have ended a long time ago, because when you're a child, you don't have no boundaries, right? And what tends to happen is that with childhood friends is that as they grow older, they treat each other that way, but sometimes you grow out of that, but your other friend hasn't, right? So with your close friends, I could promise you, with your close friends, there are some boundaries that are being crossed, and you just don't want to say nothing because you don't want to lose them. But what happened with this is this: you will set your boundaries, and two things will happen. One, the people in your life, some people might leave you because they don't want this person, or two, the people in your life end up having more respect for you. They end up having more respect for you. Or three, which is the same light as the first one, you'll end up noticing more other people in your life that are fake in your life. And that's okay, man. Because there's a lot of people in our lives who we're fake too, because out of convenience. It's human nature. You're not just the only one who does it. Look, man, I'm going to talk about this in my course, natural chemistry. If you don't know this, man, I'm going to talk about this in natural chemistry. There's a section called boundaries, developing your boundaries. Like, this course I'm coming up with, in my opinion, is my best course. That is my best course, in my opinion. It's my best course. I mean, without a doubt, this is going to be everything that I know. It's going to be incredible, in my opinion. And there's not going to be no manipulation. I mean, there's going to be one section about that, but you know, it's going to be good. And you know, it's something that you could purchase, and that you don't have to hide in your credit card statement, because I know I get that question. Like, Alexis, I have a hard time purchasing this because, you know, my husband can see, and it's a weird name. That's all I gotta say. And so I'm like, you know what? I understand. So let me change it to name. So this is different though. This is like actually good stuff. Creating natural chemistry, right? It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be packed with with bonuses. We can have like how many bonuses? Like 6-8 bonuses. And it's like 10 hours worth of content. It's a lot. Anyways, sorry. So that's what you gotta do, man. And again, what you're gonna notice though is that if you do this with the guy you're seeing, there are some things. Look, man. Naturally speaking, if you don't think about this, naturally speaking, you're gonna have some people who have crossed the line right now. You know, you're gonna have some people in your life right now. Everybody has that they haven't addressed. Right? Like, if you really think about this, there are things that people have done that you haven't addressed, right? It's because of our habit. It's because we don't like confrontation. It's awkward, right? What you gotta do right now is start saying no more often. When your friends ask you for money and you don't have the money, you gotta say no. Don't feel obligated to give money. When your family member asks for money and you're noticing that they're bad with finances, you say no to them. You know, you start saying, when somebody asks you, can you co-sign for me a car because you're my friend, you say no to them. You know, it's like you know deep down in your heart when somebody's crossing your lines. You gotta write it down. Go home, sit your ass, write it down, right, and figure that out. Because if you don't figure that out, they're gonna start taking advantage of you. And what tends to happen is that the aggression that should be towards that person, you'll redirect it towards yourself. You'll end up feeling like shit. You'll end up feeling used, and your shadow will begin attacking you, because then you'll end up not taking care of yourself, and those emotions will end up attacking you because you'll feel like shit. You'll have a hard time, like with the relationships. You'll have a hard time standing up to them. Your emotions will begin to control you in a way that's counterproductive. In other words, if you don't redirect that energy, sorry, if you don't redirect that energy, it's gonna attack you. You see what I'm saying? In other words, hey, Deluxe says, let me co-sign this car for me, bro. Like, come on, bro, co-sign this car for me. When I know you're bad at finances, co-sign this car for me, bro. And you know you're like, oh fuck, I don't want to say no. Come on, bro, you're my brother, man. And deep down, you're like, fuck. But you know what? You do it because you don't want to be mean, right? These motherfuckers, man. Because you don't want to be mean, right? And then a few days later, a few weeks later, or a few months later, they stop paying the bill, and now you are stuck with the bill because you co-signed that shit. And now you feel like shit. Now, because of your lack of confrontation, now those emotions are turning against you. You know, you should have just confronted them. You know, get them a little angry, but you know what? Anger fades away, but not your debts. That shit don't fade away, but anger fades away. But you know what's going to be replaced by it? Hopefully respect. Fuck it, right? But you know, it's kind of like when your parents follow through on your punishment. When they say they're going to punish you, and even though a part of you doesn't want them to punish you, they still follow through, right? And because they follow through, you're angry at them, but eventually that anger will turn into respect, because you're like, man, like, I better not fuck with them because they follow through. As opposed to them not following through, you feel happy, but you know what? That turns to disrespect. You know, stop trying to please the guy so much. Unless you see me, don't you listen to me. If you're, girl, don't you dare do this, okay? If you're seeing me, don't do this, okay? I'm telling you. Please don't listen to me. Anyway, sorry about that. So, do this, and if the person backs off from you, then they don't want to respect you. And don't come at me and say, oh, the Lexus, I did what you said, and he backed off from me. Yeah, there you go. Yep, you guys, it wasn't a healthy relationship. That's what happened. You know, it is what it is, man. All right, people. I gotta get back to this. As you notice, I'm not doing the regular videos because I'm making this course. Like, this takes a lot of work. like the prepping part is taking longer than usual. So like it's more work than the last one. I'll tell you that, because all the bonuses. It's more work, but it is what it is, man. Like, I want to finish by the end of the year because it's Valentine's Day. Some of you guys are struggling, you know. But yo, why am I in the street though? Because I'm on the street though. That's why, Jose. Jesus Christ, man. Jose, and that's a dude too. Stop questioning when you're not supposed to be on this channel, Jose. Girl, tell Jose to go. Jose, bye. Bye, Jose. Tell Jose bye, people. Bye, Jose. Go home, dude. Go watch the other channel. Now he's trying to sweet talk to me. Thank you for the donation, Jose. Thank you for the donation, Jose. All right, yo, man. I gotta go back. I'm gonna go play some basketball, man. All right. Fucking Jose, man. Oh, Jose Lito. Man, see what happens when you push people away, man? It's a perfect example right there, right? You push people away, they come back to you, you know? It's only human nature. All right, people, I gotta go right now. All right, be safe, and let me know in the comments down below, what should I put on my course, you know? What kind of videos you want me to put on my course, okay? So you be safe. Bye-bye.